Alright, so welcome back, guys. It's me, your caster or whatsoever. It's me, Fate, back here. Right, so in today's video, I definitely did not run out of ideas and I definitely did not run out of content, but I decided to make a tier list, okay, for Honkai Star Rail characters, but only for 5 stars. Okay, so the reason why I suddenly came up with like this idea is actually pretty simple. So we all know any games by Hoyoverse can attract somehow a certain popularity of people. Okay, and whoever will play this game, regardless of whatever reasons, will just tend to enjoy the game and have fun. I mean, if you have fun, then yeah, then you're having fun. But if you're not, then I hope this video might actually help you to have fun. Okay, but have fun, I mean by clearing levels and helping you to bypass your agony duration in Honkai Star Rail. Alright, as we all know, all horror games you have a certain agony duration when you're playing through the game. Okay, so this tier list is actually pretty simple. So as you can see, we have S, A plus, A, and B. So I will be putting this character on a 70-30 percent. Okay, so it's more like simple, okay, overall. So 30% bias and 70% like for overall meta. Okay, so without further ado, we can get started now. So I'm going to rate the 7 standard character banners from the game first. So first we have Bronya. Bronya is A plus. Okay, the reason why she's on A plus is because she's actually really good. She's very close to S. Okay, but depends on if you have her like one Eidolon E1 or you have her signature, then she's like definitely going to S. But in terms of E0, um we are going to put her at A plus. Okay, the reason why she's here is because she buffs a lot. Okay, she is a single target buffer. So how does it work is actually her skill advances one target's action immediately. Okay, and her ultimate buffs crit damage, skill that skills on her own crit damage and attack, flat attack. So in other words, it's a good thing because she can help certain characters to remove debuff, because taking action 100% means you cleanse debuff, like, and you cleanse any status like freeze or whatsoever. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why she's here. Next, we have Japart. Japart is also not a bad character, but he got outperformed by Aventurine, okay, in the recent patches after Aventurine got released. Okay, so Japart is here for a very simple reason. I mean, of course, you are gonna say, like, there's definitely March, there's definitely, like, some other shield characters, okay, but why Japart? Okay, Japart is one of the very few characters that can give the whole team a shield, but the reason why he is not as good as Aventurine is because the shield is provided through his ultimate. So this means if you don't have an ultimate, his like shield won't be able to be provided. So it's either like you have your ultimate before your shield time, like downtime, is over, or you have to find another way to like don't let your shield be gone. Okay, and the scaling is also like not as stupid as Aventurine, okay, because Aventurine is just way too broken when it comes to shield and protective capabilities. Alright, so next we have Hianqing. Okay, um, about this dude. Okay, I mean, I built him once. He was good. He was. Yes, he was good. Now, he's just there. Okay, the reason he's just there is actually pretty simple. He got outperformed by many other DPS, and that's just the reason. That's the only reason you need. Yeah, but if you're talking about back in version 1, he's here. Like, no caps, no joke, no legit. These two was legit like the best during 1.0 and 1.1. It's their peak version. Like, everyone is like, it's either you have these two and then you just dominate the game easily, or you like you don't have these two and you face agony. Yeah, so that's technically it. Okay, so yeah, that's alright the reason like why he's here. Okay, next we have Clara. So Clara is overall not a bad character, and I still don't have a Clara, even though I've been playing this game since day 3. Okay, it's been 1 year plus, and I still don't have a Clara, despite my E2 Yanqing and E2 Welt, bro. Yeah, that's how stupid it is. Okay, so overall Clara is not bad. She's Yunli, but slightly weakened. Okay, by weakened, I mean no methods to like remove CC. Okay, unless you have like some other characters on the team like Ho Ho or Ding Xiao or something, blah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but overall she's just there like her damage output is not that consistent because she requires enemy to hit her, and only H.s.r can trigger the follow up. So this means that if the enemy doesn't hit her, that's a DPS loss immediately. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason why she's just there. But her scaling is still not bad compared to Yanqing. Okay, and Yanqing requires RNG to trigger up extra damage, while Clara doesn't actually requires that much of an RNG. Alright, next we have Bailu. Bailu is still one of the good healers, but we already have too many abundance characters that outperform her. Okay, the whole point of you using Bailu is actually pretty simple. There are two scenarios. One scenario is you don't have any other healers, like you don't have Gallagher, you don't have like Ho Ho, you don't have any technically any 5-star healers. Okay, that's the reason why I use Bailu. And for a second scenario, your team dies at a point so frequently that you have to put Bailu to prevent them from dying. Oh yeah, and by the way, Bailu has an effect which is equivalent to a C6 Barbara, which is if she is not CC'd, if she's not freeze or whatsoever status, okay, any down teammates will immediately get revived by her and healed based on her max HP. Yeah. So that's the whole point of Baidu if you like if you're using on team. Okay, next we have Himeko. Himeko is one of the good standard character banners, like future proofed. Okay, back in version 1, is it 1 or is it 1.1? I actually forgot. Like her reputation is honestly like really like terrible compared to the others than the 5 stars. Okay, because everyone is like, "Yee, I got Himeko, yikes, this and that, this and that." Okay, but she was future proven when Pure Fiction was released. Okay, initially everyone just uses Himeko to like pair with Herta to like clear the, if you remember about the video about them auto follow up the EXP book, yeah, the EXP book one. They use two of these and then they were just like auto farm and auto damage. Yeah. So back in the old days, that's what they normally use for. Until a thing called Pure Fiction came out. Okay. Then that is the moment her value started to like rise immediately. Like at a certain point, it's like, yeah, you build Himeko and you build Herta, you technically just settled one side. That's how crazy it is. Like back in version 1, she used to be like this, or even lower. Because everyone is like, yeah, I got Himeko, I want Yanqing, I want Japard, I want Bronya, or I want Bailu during that time. And no one actually appreciated her until Pure Fiction came out. Yeah. So overall Pure Fiction is like a win for Erudition characters. Okay. Next we have Mr. Welt. Okay, so Mr. Welt is actually a questionable character. It's like a character, if you build DPS, he doesn't feel like a DPS. But if you build him as a nihility character support, he doesn't feel like a nihility character support. That's how questionable he actually is. Like you don't know what's the point of you putting him as a nihility character on the team. Yeah, so I also don't know how to rate him also. The whole point I use him on the team is actually for like his ulti can delay enemy action, and that's all. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. So if you guys have any other words, you can leave it in the comment section, because I'm actually I actually don't know how to judge this guy, bro. Okay, so we have the 7 standard characters here. Okay, now we will be rating our very own self, our Trailblazer. Okay, so as you can see, there are 3 forms of Trailblazer here. the destruction, preservation, and harmony. Okay, so for destruction character, it's somewhere here, slightly better than Yanqing. Yeah, he used to be good when you started the game, but as you enter mid game session or you enter like late game, you'll find his scaling and damage is not following that, like following up. Yeah, he's starting to fall off, and technically you just started using another path of your trailblazer. Okay, so next is preservation. Okay, the whole point of her like trailblazer's preservation specialty is to actively taunt enemies and take damage. Oh yeah, by the way, she technically won't die if you use her preservation status and you use the skill. She technically won't die, but all your other teams might die. Yeah, so that's technically it about her. Yeah, and she provides shield, but the shield amount is so thin and small. At certain point, you don't feel like it's a shield anymore. Okay, so next we have a crazy trailblazer, harmony trailblazer. Okay, he or she is imaginary, and it's one of the key pieces to for you to play super break teams or break teams. Okay, so what it does is actually pretty simple. It converts your break effect, not break effect, your toughness reduction damage into super break, a thing called super break damage. And super break damage can be affected by two factors, which is your break effect and your toughness reduction damage. So which means if you reduce more enemy toughness, you will deal more super break damage. Yeah, so this is also what forms up the what we also call meta in this game currently so far. Okay, like Boot Heal and Firefly, like these two. Yeah, these two. Just play Super Break. There's also one coming out which is Rappa, but she's not released yet, so she's not on here. Okay, so after rating our Trailblazer, let's get finally started with limited 5-star characters. Okay, so first we have Silly. Okay, Silly was good. Now she is good, but requires a lot of buffs. By a lot of buffs, I mean at least 2 harmony 5-star characters together. Yes, you heard me right. 2 harmony 5 stars together just to buff her. Extreme buff. Okay, or if you see even more crazy videos, there are 3 harmony characters carrying 1 DPS. Yep. So overall, she can do well. Like she can either be here or either be here. Yeah. So it's just somewhere that it won't run too far. Okay. Next we have Jingyuan. Jingyuan is actually a really special character. Okay. Why would I say he's actually special is because by story, by lore, his power is here. But by gameplay, his power is here. Or maybe here. Yeah, it's just somewhere there. Like, his mechanics and kits are just like too behind version compared to what we are actually having now. Yeah. So, yep. No scaling issue. Like, not enough output. In terms of E0 and S0, okay, or E0 S1, the output is just like extremely not enough. Alright, next we have Locha. Locha is actually one of the characters that are actually still good till now. Okay, the reason why you will put Locha in this team is because he provides skill points and he cleanses debuff and he removes enemy buffs. Yeah, so that's all. That's his whole point of sales. Okay, and also his field can heal like your ally if your ally damage the enemies. So with some of the special teams, yeah, he can have like quite fun interaction and also healing. Next we have Kafka, KFK. So Kafka alone is actually like this, yeah. But with her specialty is like nihility detonate, so it also heavily relies on the team. So if the team is good, then she can be here. If not, she will just be here. Yeah, so it's like a very situational thing. But overall, I just put her at like A close to A plus. Right. Next we have Blade. Okay, Blade is a really how do I say this, questionable character. So initially when he was released, he was broken, but he's also one of the characters that get like eliminated by version the like fastest, right? Because like after Blade release, then there's this woman, yeah, and there's this man, yeah. So he immediately just got like just went down. He immediately just went to the back instead of like staying at the front. But that like these three technically form up the old days of like destruction standards. Yeah. So it's like initially Blade, then Dang Heng, and then Jing Liu. Yeah. So until now, the only two like that can still do damage is actually Dan Heng IL or Jing Liu. Okay, so that's technically these three together. I know someone already Jing Liu here, but overall I just put her here because like there are better slots and for better characters up there. Okay, next we have Fushen. Fushen is A plus for me. Okay, even though I don't own Fushen, but I uses my friend's Fushen as support. So Fushen is good in two conditions. If you are going for short runs, not long runs, okay, like you're using short runs and short settle, like fast settle and short combat, yeah, you can put Fushen in. Because she is a preservation character, but she is slightly special from other characters. So what she does is she mitigates damage onto herself. So she's only good for short burst rounds instead of like long running rounds. Because long running rounds, if she can't heal, she only can self heal, but she can't really heal other teammates that much. So this means that long run she might become more and more like the small problem will become bigger and bigger. Yeah. But if you're using for short combat rounds, then she's actually good. Okay, Topaz. Um when I initially see Topaz, I was like, wow, fire hunter DPS. And then I saw follow up, I was like, man, come on. Could have been better. But overall I put her here because she also requires a specific team to do well. Okay. So the reason you'll see Topaz in is when in follow-up team with Ratio, Aventurine, and Robin, or you can see Topaz with Facial, Robin, and Aventurine. So that's technically it. Okay. Just like how Kaka works, like she requires a specific team to work well, and she's a part of the special team. Yeah. Okay. Next, Argenti, the man of beauty. Okay. So I'll put him a little bit. Okay, I'll put him here. Okay, here. But this is in overall situation. But if you put him into a mode called pure fiction, then he will immediately go here. Because regardless of how long the pure fiction will go, there's always physical weakness. And it's meant just for Argenti. So having an Argenti technically just guarantee you one side at least like 30k or 40k score. Technically. Okay. So, but overall situations, we're just going to put him here. Okay, next, Ho Ho. Ho Ho is one of the A plus character close to S. Um, yeah, she used to be like S, but how would I say this? Um, her recent value dropped quite a bit. Because like the enemies don't have that much of a CC for me. Okay, they don't have that much CC, and I didn't really slide Ho Ho into a team because I've been using Aventurine. Like, yeah, because I just don't bring any healers. Right, so the specialty of Ho Ho you wanna use her is probably because she can cleanse debuff, but on one condition, it must be on the ally's turn. Or the ally's HP is below 50%, and anyone casts ultimate. Then you would immediately cleanse the debuff on the ally. Okay, so next we have Rame. Rame is one of the like harmony characters I like. Okay, she's a support and she deserves to be in S tier because of a very simple reason. Okay, her her skill increases damage now for your whole team. and it lasts for 3 rounds. Each round only decreases on Rami's turn. Same goes to ultimate, but ultimate only for 2 rounds. So what does the ultimate do? Increase all of your allies' rest penetration by 25% or 20%. Actually, forgot. I think it's 25. Okay, at level 10, and also increases all of your like team speed for 10%. 10% might not sound a lot, but it's actually a lot. So imagine 100, 10% is 10. So if you're 110, you get 11. So that's actually how crazy she is. Okay, so a lot of people might still not understand the value of like her on, because like why is she so popular. Okay, after like thinking for quite some days, I actually came out with a conclusion. She is universal in literally any team. You heard me right, literally any team. Because the fact that on her skill it says increases damage dealt instead of like saying like attack percent or HP percent or whatsoever, she gave more brutal and direct boost. She just said increases damage dealt by a certain percentage. And stacking break effect on her further increases the damage buff. So in the end, it's a total of like 50 something or 60 something percentage. I forgot how many it is, but it's just really high. And the ultimate also, like everyone can benefit from it because it's just like tight rest spam boost. So any character can just benefit from it. So her whole kit makes her like universal in literally any other team. Regardless of like your team is running defense scale DPS or like HP scaling DPS or attack percent scale DPS, yeah, she can also be there. So that's why her value and her rating is like always so high. Yeah, boost the whole team too. That's how ridiculous she actually is. And she, people who didn't get her will probably still like be questionable because we all know how the toughness of the mobs had been like increasing recently, especially for MOC and Apocalyptic Shadow. Yeah, so yeah, that's why her value is like so damn high. Right, so for our L plus, no, it's actually not L, it's doctor ratio. Okay, but Lingsha will be arriving. Lingsha's banner will be arriving with ratio rerun, so it's technically L plus ratio. Alright, so about doctor ratio, it's actually a quite questionable. Like you can make him a DPS, you can also make him a key part of follow up attack teams. Okay, but overall he can deal quite good amount of damage. I'm using a E0S0 ratio here, and he deals like I don't know 50k, 60k. Sometimes with specific buffs you can go up to like 80k or 90k. Yeah. So overall he's just here. Like he's actually a quite fine character and quite fun to play also because you can see him throwing chalks around. Alright, next we have Black Swan. Okay. So Black Swan is Nihility character, and she also requires specific team to work, but I just don't make mine like that. I just use mine as a support. Okay, because her not ultimate, her skill can reduce enemies defense. So overall I would just like use her as a like support or Nihility buff character. Okay, next we have Sparkle. So the reason why you use Sparkle is actually pretty simple. You need a lot of skill points on your team. Like for example, you have this dude on your team. These two together pairs extremely well because Sparkle generates like a lot of like 4 or 5. I actually forgot. 4 or 5 skill points from her out, and Danheng requires like 3 skill points just to like keep doing maximum damage. Yeah, so that's technically all. All right, we have Acheron, aka skip battle by just pressing E or just press the technique button. Okay, so Acheron is up here. I believe everyone already know the reason why she was up here. Okay, extreme scaling and the whole team is just a glass cannon. Yeah, so whenever you have her on the team, it's either like you kill the enemy first, or the enemy might just burst you, and you just have to keep retrying until like your characters just don't die. Okay, next we have Aventurine. So this is a crazy man, the gambler, but the gambler is somehow the winner. Right, winner in meta list at least. So he's here for a pretty simple reason. His shield is provided through his skill and passive. Okay, I'll explain a bit detailed on it. And his ultimate gives crit damage vulnerability and also gives you certain points. So the points can help you gather up. Whenever you have 7 points, you can immediately trigger his passive and he will give you like a shield based on his own defense scaling. Okay, so what's crazy about him is his shield can stack up to 200% of its original value, which means you can stack your shield up to 200% instead of just 100. So that's why the reason he's actually so ridiculously strong in any team is because having a full defense build Aventurian on a team technically means you don't have to bring any like healers. You can just like go one Aventurian, double supports, and one DPS instead of like the traditional one healer, one shield, one support, and one DPS. Like because we all know the mobs are like so fucking annoying and it's so fucking strong. Some mobs will just tend to one shot or two shot your characters. So having a shield character on your team that is like that keeps providing free shields out of nowhere, it's actually a good trade. Right. So there's also a reason why he's up here. Next we're Robin. Okay, without a doubt, people already know why she's up there. Yeah, I believe I don't have to explain much. A lot of people already know. Okay, so next we have Boothill. Boothill is actually like S tier for me. I've been playing Boothill for quite a while. So Boothill is actually strong in um one circumstances. The enemy is single target and it's a boss. And Boothill can just destroy it within like 2 turns. Or three. Maximum three or two. Depends on like how thick the boss actually is. So I for those who actually still don't know the value of him, MOC 12 Adventuring boss, I technically just deleted it in like 3 turns or 3 rounds or 4 rounds. Like as in the rounds, not like Boot Hill's turn. Yeah. So my first half took like 5 or 6. Yeah, and then my bottom is like I just put Boot Hill and I just like destroy everything. Oh yeah, quick reminder, Boot Hill Firefly requires Rame and Harmony Trailblazer to work. Without these two, the damage will fall off and that's not something you want to actually see. Right. So Firefly. Firefly is actually also one of the S tier supports, but um how should I say this? Like she is really good, but at the same time she's also like skill point consuming. Because she needs to use her skill a lot unless you have Eidolons. Her Eidolons one requires her to like spam her E in her ulti state without consuming any skill points. So that's why she's up here and she can also like implant weakness and also break enemies' weakness easily. Yeah. Same like Boothill, but Boothill is not as implant effective as this one. Okay, so Boothill can only implant through his technique or ulti. But for Firefly it's actually different because Firefly can implant through her ulti state where you spam the skill. The middle one will get implanted. Yeah. But overall she's really quite a good character in general overall you can use her in like literally any place and it still works. For now at least because we all don't know how the meta is going to like run through this whole thing. Okay. So for Jade, Jade is a character that relies on team. Yeah, so if you run a good team on her for follow-up attack, she is a follow-up attack erudition character. So if you run her with like Herta, Blade, or any like AoE character, not AoE, like multiple target DPS character or Argenti, it works extremely well. Trust me, it works extremely well. Okay, but if without the right team, she's technically just screwed. Right, next we have Jiaqiu. So I don't actually have Jiaqiu, but I tried him and he's actually pretty good when paired with Acheron. For a DOT team, the impact is not as like serious as with Acheron. So what's good about him is actually he applies debuff on every single enemy, and yeah, enemy just take debuff over turns. Okay. Next we have Yuni. Okay, Yuni is also A plus. Okay, the reason why she's A plus is pretty simple. She herself comes with CC immune when you're using her ulti and parry. Okay, and her ultimate have crit damage boost. So all you need to care about is just to like care about the crit rate. You don't have to care about crit damage, bro. They feed you crit damage on ulti. You don't have to care about crit damage, like real. Okay, next we have Facial. Facial is undoubtedly one of the S characters. Okay, because she as a single target character is very perfect for most of the enemies. Okay, like she can deal a huge ton of damage. Okay, regardless of the enemy's condition. So overall, like as a hunt character, she was like designed perfectly in my personal opinion. Okay, yeah. So then there she is. Alright, for Lingsha, I'm not going to like rate her first because she's not actually out, but I estimate her power level should be around here because like in terms of Lingsha, if you want to say her specialty is like break damage vulnerability, you can say Gallagher can do the same thing too. And if you want to say her skill can cleanse the debuff of all allies, Ho can do that too. But the only difference is Lingsha have a summoning, so it's more to like if the summoning goes first, then like you can cleanse the debuff off. But overall, I still prefer Ho's like cleansing mechanics. Alright, next for Silver Wolf. Silver Wolf is also A plus still now because as for one of the very few characters that can implant weakness, okay, and some more, it's according to elements in your team. It's actually quite rare in this game. Right. So we have finally finished rating all of the 5 stars in this game. Okay, it's actually quite a long one, a long video. I don't know. Yeah. So overall you can have like a look about how the power level currently is. Okay, in this game. So yeah, your Trailblazer, this is for free. This is free by the way. Don't worry about this. Okay, so Rami, Sparkle, and Robin. Yeah, so these three Harmony Limited characters are always still at S tier. Okay, especially Robin and Rami. These two is just insanely broken. Okay, and if you're looking for any like support or buffers, you can go for Robin or Rami. Robin is still currently in the rerun. You can consider getting, and Rami, I don't know. You need to wish good luck for the next rerun because her band is just over. Right. For Sparkle, I'm not sure. She might be rerunning soon, but one condition before you pull Sparkle is you need to be very sure about what team you are currently going to play or currently going to main. Then only pulling Sparkle can maximize your like team overall team damage output. Okay, next we have Acheron. So Acheron is actually dead simple. With herself and her signature Lycone and any random team members, she can work well than expected. Okay, and her output is actually like still quite high, one of the highest in the game. Okay, and facial too. Like these two have one of the few highest damage output in the whole game. Next we have Aventurine. So Aventurine is just insane shooting and also like technically unkillable. Right, Boot Hill and Firefly is playing super break or break teams, but remember, their team won't work until you break the enemy's weakness. So playing these two characters might require quite some skill or quite some considerations. Okay, for other characters, actually, you can just slightly stop here for a while and look at this. Okay, if you want. So that's technically all about this video. Oh gosh, it's like half an hour video, bro. This is one of the videos I did quite for like this long, quite in a while. Alright, so thank you guys for watching all the way here. I know I might sound very unprofessional, but this is the best advice I can give, and this is based on some of my personal bias, and also like not too meta compared to the ones up there. But overall, by following this list, you should be able to solve your so-called agony duration in the game, or you can yeah, you can just reduce your pain overall. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video actually helped you all. And if you all have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave your comments in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful or anything, you can share it to your friends and anything, and just like ask them to watch this 35-minute video of gossip and yapping. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video, I guess. Okay, peace.